And there's a few other books that will help me do that. And in there, he talks about the fact that all of us have got a specific assignment to achieve from which we cannot be replaced. So if you perform below your assignment, you live a gap in the universe.
I'm in love, Bongani, with the notion of service.
Yeah.
I'm in love with the idea of purpose.
Yeah.
I think a lot of corporate people struggle with this idea of corporate. You know, when you are college, you're assuming an HR role or a marketing role, and you know who you are, that you know what you're made of. You know what the heavens have called you for. I suppose then the question to you is, how do you assume or pursue your purpose in the everyday responsibilities that you have now at ABSA?
Yeah. So I read a lot, and I engage and talk to people quite a lot. And I can tell you that I share your passion around this whole theme of purpose. I really genuinely do. I believe it is a major differentiator.
Yeah.
And probably one of the most defining insights I've ever gotten into purpose comes from a book by Viktor Frankl. Men's
Sexual Meaning. I love it.
Love that book.
Love
it's
it.
Such a small book. I always tell people in sport. By the way, often when I join teams, I buy my teams, my direct reports that book. Okay.
That already tells me a lot about who you are.
I buy them the book. So I think, guys, this is the book that will help you find your meaning. And there's a few other books that will help me do that. And in there, he talks about the fact that all of us have got a specific assignment to achieve from which we cannot be replaced. So if you perform below your assignment, you live a gap in the universe. Because mine is as specific and different to yours as it is to the next person. So I, therefore, have always had a sort of vision, purpose for my life that I continuously look at and review and work towards achieving. But it is driven by a huge sense of purpose. And one of the underlying themes of it is that whatever I touch, I must leave it better than when I first found it. And just going back to the point around, you talked about headhunting and all of that. So one of the things I tell headhunters, anybody who wants to engage me, is if I do not feel that I can make a contribution, because remember that drives me. There is no need for me to join you, because I am driven by the need to make a difference. These are the things that are important to me in making a difference. Am I going to be given that space, that opportunity to make a difference? So just to come back to purpose, for me, it really sort of drives me, is that I must leave things better than when I first found them. And that means, therefore, that I cannot do everything. I cannot be everything. I must just focus on those things that when I do them, it makes an impact. And that's about leaving a legacy. And we all, I think, are called upon to do that in one way or another.
You know, it's amazing. I suppose I can go very personal here because really this is as personal as it's going to get. It's absolute. The person who who introduced us, you and I, that is exactly what he says when he talks about you. That leaving a lasting legacy aspect, you making a difference in people's lives, it's exactly what he has said. So, I can't even listen to this with one ear and it's going out the other because I know it rings true to the person who introduced us. Wow. I am huge on it. And I think my difference when I was in corporate, I didn't know who I was. I struggled with identifying with who I was. I saw myself just as a marketing manager, do the work, ROI, KPIs. Didn't identify with anything else but the fact that I'm a marketing manager. And I find that a lot of people still struggle with this. It was only when I was outside of the organization where I deliberately went looking for myself. And it's interesting because people go looking for themselves and yet yourself has been with you all along, And it was just about me giving myself the space and being intentional about unearthing that which was within. And now I know. But point is, I suppose one does not need to leave organizations to go find who they are, go work as a monk somewhere. It's not necessary. I suppose the thing is, the gifts speak to you every day. It's about listening.
Absolutely.
The universe applauds action and not thought. When it speaks, act on it. I think a lot of us are too shy to act on it because we've boxed ourselves in particular roles: mother, father, a daughter, a manager, and that's it. And yet the universe is yearning for your purpose to be fulfilled.
Absolutely. And I think I genuinely believe that if many of us as individuals understood that, our contribution would be much bigger.
Have you ever dropped an opportunity that you were given purely out of fear, doubting that you'll be able to do that which you are being asked to do?
Not really. I must admit, as I said to you, I embrace emotions. So I don't try and run away from them. And as I said, I've then learned to channel them. But certainly, I cannot recall any time in my life when I have been given an opportunity and reneged from it or didn't take it up because I was fearful or anxious. No, I tend to go for things.
You go for it.
Sometimes to my detriment, but yes, I tend to just go for it.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in to Braving It. What a lovely conversation we've had with Bongani. Stay tuned for many, many more conversations and please put your comments down below. We look forward to it. Thank you.